Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the new Pat McGrath Star Wars collaboration set that is coming out in mid-December, inspired by the new film The Rise of Skywalker. But first, if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing because every month we have a giveaway, and in the month of December we have the Divine Rose being given away to one lucky winner at the end of the month. So make sure you are subscribed and you've left a way for me to contact you. If you've already provided that to me, you don't need to give it to me twice. So Pat McGrath just released a palette collaboration with Disney, and it's going to be Star Wars themed just in time for Christmas when the new movie comes out, and you're going to have this palette, eyeshadows and lipsticks. And now other people have tried to do Star Wars themed makeup, but it either ended up being too gimmicky or not happening at all, like Storybooks Cosmetics attempt at making an eyeshadow palette and brushes. So it never happened, and they never succeeded at getting the product out, sadly. However, luckily for us, Pat McGrath was able to seal a deal with Disney and come out with this release, and just in time for the movie. It looks really appealing, and I'll be going through what I will be picking up and what I will be passing from this collection. So first we have this 6-pan palette, which is called the Dark Galaxy palette. This kind of looks boring to me and a little bit of a reminder of previous 6-pan releases that didn't perform so well across the board. So I'm probably not going to pick that up. Then you have the other products in the line, which are the lipsticks. And out of the lipsticks, I feel like this one, because it's red color, it should have probably had like a red tone to it. Instead, it's more like a nude lipstick for some reason. And I feel like this color doesn't really show well on my skin tone. So I will probably be giving both of these lipsticks a pass. Now I will probably pick up the flesh colored one because I feel like that color is generally more appealing on a lot of skin tones, and it's easy to work with. Another product that I'm definitely considering is the Mothership 4 Star Wars edition. Now this is very similar to the Mothership 4 Decadence edition, except that if you look closely, the reds aren't exactly the same. Now I don't know if this was just shot in a different lighting, but to me it looks like the reds that you previously had are now more dark brown and a little bit more towards the burgundy side, and maybe they just did that so some people that already own the palette would pick up this version as well. Now I did look at some swatches for the Decadence palette and comparing it with what's currently being released. All those previous colors were more shimmer metallic, and they didn't contain any mattes inside the palette, so it's basically the same as far as like they're all shimmers and metallics, and they are basically the same, except I think that the red now is not as bright, and what you're getting now is like slightly more burgundy. Now again, it might be the formula change, it might be just different lighting. I'd say only consider it if you don't already own the Decadence. Now, as far as her 6-pan palettes, they didn't really speak to me as much, and the formula with those 6 pans has never been quite as consistent. The only one of her 6 pans that I actually like and enjoy is the La Vie en Rose that came out a couple of years ago, and I found that one, if you have that, it's sufficient enough to not buy any more 6 palette pans, especially ones with the Star Wars slapped on them. Now, as far as Disney collabs, earlier this year, we saw Funko Pop do a collab with Disney with makeup, and it didn't turn out so great. Then later on in the year, we had ColourPop do multiple collaborations with their princesses and Masquerade collection, and to me that was sort of okay, but it'll kind of cheapen the whole collaboration with Disney situation a little bit. However, when Pat does things, I've noticed that her products, I'm not talking about her marketing, but her products do turn out really great. And when the Decadence palette came out, it was a massive hit. It sold out almost immediately, and it wasn't restocked. So this Decadence with the Star Wars slapped on it and looking slightly different, I feel that it's going to do well, especially with the Star Wars behind it. The other products, not so much. I actually kind of like how the new packaging is gold, and the older packaging just doesn't go with her other Mothership releases, like, because it's so busy. The design has so much going on with it, and I prefer a more simpler design. So I'm actually on board with the new design that she's done. What some people might consider a missed opportunity is all these old Star Wars characters being slapped on, but no mention of Baby Yoda, which is becoming an increasingly popular character from the Mandalorian season. Instead, we have these red stormtroopers, which I feel like it doesn't connect as much as Baby Yoda would have. And I know that Baby Yoda products are going to come out a lot this Christmas, but just after the whole Black Friday sale is over, I feel like there's going to be a ton of Baby Yoda products coming out as soon as more people have watched The Mandalorian. You're going to get a lot of that. So it was a missed opportunity to not have that. Another frustration with this release is going to be the fact that it's going to be released at Selfridges first before the US. And as we saw in the previous release that I did a video for you guys, the launch didn't go quite as smoothly as a lot of people thought it would. There was no mention of its release date being mentioned on social media, and then all of a sudden it became available and everybody flooded the website, and a lot of people were frustrated with the fact that they had to pay $30 shipping to have it shipped to the US, only to be able to get it in very limited quantities. And there was a lot of scalpers that benefited from the situation, and a lot of frustrated customers that thought that when she posted that she was going to make an announcement on social media that this was going to be involving when the release was, whereas in fact it was just for a meet and greet in New York. So a lot of people ended up being frustrated with the way the marketing was handled, and I have no issues with their products so far, just the fact that the marketing was done so poorly, and a lot of people were frustrated as a result. They were vowing to never buy from her brand again, and it just left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth to have that kind of back and forth on social media. But thankfully, now that that is over, I'm hoping that the brand will decide to actually provide a true launch date on both their website and overseas, so they can avoid this kind of confusion with customers everywhere worldwide. So people that actually want to buy something can buy it without having to buy it from third parties, like people that go on Amazon and eBay and have been selling the Decadence palette, for example. Right now, if you look that one up, it's being sold for 4 or 5 times the price that was originally retailing for. So I don't like the whole idea of this scarcity and limited quantity, and I hope that the brand overall decides to put a stop to this kind of marketing, which is just really not classy. I don't think it's a very good way to market for a brand that is such a luxury, high-end, high-quality brand. And those are just my thoughts. I don't know if you guys had any luck with that. Also, if you're buying from Selfridges, they do have a flat rate of $55 for shipping per year. So if you're spending $30 each time to get your Pat McGrath palette shipped to you, it might not be worth it, because who knows when the next release is going to be. So if you are considering being the first in line, which I think what she's going to be doing from now on is to be releasing her products in the UK first, which is where she is actually located, and makes sense, it might be worth paying that $55, but for me it's just like an extra cost that I don't think it might be worth it. So for now I will just wait to see who has it locally and just buy it then. But I do like the Divine Rose, and for that I will be giving one of those out in my December giveaway. So though I draw a raffle at the end of each month, and at the end of December probably going to do January 3rd, because people do the countdown and New Year's, and I don't want to get people occupied away from that. It will probably be announced on the 3rd for the December giveaway. So as long as you're subscribed, you're automatically entered. And as always, thanks so much again for watching. Let me know in the comment section below which palette of hers will you be picking up, or maybe none at all. And I will see you guys again next time.